Hello, my creative friends. I want to talk about how to draw up your birth chart in whole sign houses. If you're following along with the art journal with the Moon community in my Facebook group, or even just receiving my email newsletters and getting my art journal prompts for the week, and just even listening to my blog where I share what is happening with the moon and how to use that energy to support you in moving through your emotions or growing spiritually or practicing your magic in your art journal, you'll want to know what your rising sign is, especially according to whole sign houses, because everything that I talk about is in relation to the whole sign house system and looking at your birth chart in that way, because I follow astrologers who are Hellenistic or ancient astrologers. It's my favorite method of following the energy from the cosmos. So if you like that as well, but want to find out what your rising sign is, this is just my quick method of doing this. And the way I do it is very basic, but I use astro.com. So you would just type in astro.com in your browser, head over to the site, and you will see this button here, add new astro data. You will have to create an account. I have mine already set up. So I'm just going to show you from that. What you're going to want to do is go to horoscopes, this section right here. You're going to look for extended chart selection. And you'll see, because I've added my birth information, my name pops up there already. But if you do not have anyone added yet, here's as well where you can add the information. And I'll just press that so that you can see what it's asking for. You'll see that it's asked for your first name. Your last name is optional. Your gender, your birth date, so the day you were born in the year, and the hour. Now, the hour information is really important. And if you don't have that, the hour and the minutes, you want to make your best guess, but you'll possibly want to get your chart rectified by an astrologer, or even look up your birth certificate if you can, or call the hospital and see if they have any records. The timing is just so important for your rising sign, because without that timing, then the rising sign can change every 2 hours throughout the day, and the moon can even change. They're quick changing elements in the birth chart, so you won't get an accurate depiction. And what you're wanting is your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign. That's like the basic information to look like. And most of what I'm talking, especially your moon sign, when we're art journaling with the moon, we tend to focus a lot on that. You'll also want to know where in the world you were born, including your birth town, because that will also influence some information. So that's the information that is going to be requested from you. Again, if you don't have your birth time, there are those different ways of looking for it. Or else, again, you can pay an astrologer to rectify your chart. That's what they call finding out, and calculating when they suspect your birth time is. I've never done it, so I'm not sure what that process looks like, but I know that it's possible. So again, going back to that extended chart selection, I'm going to go back to my information just because mine was there already. And seeing that mine is entered, what you're wanting to look is the chart type, and you're wanting to look at the house system. So you're just scrolling down where it says zodiac and houses, and you look at the house system and you look for whole signs so that you can look at your chart based on the whole sign system. So the whole sign system, you'll know you've picked up the right birth chart there, because every house, so these numbers here indicate the astrological houses, and they represent the areas of your life. Each house represents different areas of your life. For instance, the first house represents your body, your spirit, your personality, things about you, whereas the seventh house represents your close, intimate relationships, your marriage. So this is like the house of me, this is the house of we, and different houses obviously will look at different topics and areas of your life. And you'll notice in a whole sign system that all of the houses are of equal size. This is not always the case in different house systems. So you'll see some houses much bigger and different ways of calculating it. But for ancient astrology, this is what we use is the whole sign system. So you want to look at your chart that way. I really love looking at my chart this way because it also means that when the moon's moving through a different sign, it's moving through a different house because every house is flavored by a particular zodiac sign. So this whole third house for me is flavored by Leo, and this whole fourth house for me is flavored by the zodiac sign of Virgo. So you'll, depending on your rising sign, and your rising sign will always be in this first house here. It's where your ascendant, so this symbol AC is in. And your rising sign is really helpful for helping you see your types of your personality, how you tend to be in this world. And so that ascendant sign will be always in the first house when you're working with the whole house system. So I hope that helps you to calculate your birth chart if you need to, but this is invaluable information, especially if you're following along with me, because now every time the moon is in a particular sign, like the new moon, let's say that's coming up in Gemini, or the new moon in the fall that will be in Scorpio, those new moons and those full moons will always be in a certain house, meaning the moon for you will be affecting different areas of your life than somebody with a different rising sign. So it helps to have this chart. And personally, I would take this chart, I would either redraw it in a beautiful way to put in your art journal. But because this is a lot of graphics for me, and far too much geometry for me to be particular, that's not how I tend to do my art. I just would take this, cut it out, print it, cut it out, and paste it into a page in my art journal so that I always have it there for reference and I can always kind of see what's going on when I'm working with different lunar energy. I hope you enjoy. Have fun.